Well, it's another beautiful day. Temperature's going up. I haven't ran the wood stove in 2 nights, or well, I haven't ran in 2 days, 2 nights, 48 hours, probably longer than that now. When I get up in the morning, I do run the buddy heater for maybe an hour. See, the night before last, I think it was down 66 when I got up. And this morning when I got up, it was 68. So I run it for a little bit, just kind of knock the chill off. But it's not worth running the wood stove. I mean, it just gets so dang hot in there with the wood stove. I've been thinking about it, you know, propane. There's a cost associated with that, but I still feel like it's kind of off-grid. I mean, you know, you got to have gas and propane and different things, but trying to be self-sustaining as possible, but I don't know. I feel like I always have to make excuses for being off-grid. You're not off-grid because you got internet. So you're always trying to justify what you do, but in the end, it doesn't really matter what I do. I just kind of like living the lifestyle. So yesterday I showed you that I got a new generator because this old one is really showing the signs of its age, but I'm going to use this one here until it dies. Today I'm going to fill up the water. The new one is a propane. I told you this yesterday, propane and gasoline dual fuel. And I spent a lot of time reading the instructions last night. I thought you had to have gasoline in the generator in order to start it, but that wasn't true. I misread the instructions. What I did, one word I read and it was or. I came down last night after it was dark. After I drained the gas, after the video I drained the gas, and I came down after it was dark, hooked up the propane tank real quick, fired right up without gasoline in it. So simple mistake. With this one, you still got to baby it. It's old. I'm just going to run it until it dies, and got to take the cover off so it's got enough air to start the well. The other one, boy, I tell you, with it being 2,500 watts, it has absolutely no trouble starting the well. I mean, it doesn't even act like it's hooked up to anything. It's quite neat. Having ran this one for so long. I put a fuel filter in this one a long time ago. I bought that at AutoZone. No, not AutoZone. Napa, and it was in Hurricane. I know I don't pronounce it right. Hurricane, Utah. I bought that filter when we were nomads. I gotta find another one. The little nipples on that are real tiny, and that was the only one that fit. I bought several. That's the one I found, so I gotta find another one of those for the new generator. I got hoses everywhere. I need to find some hose, but I was thinking, if I have to, if this one dies, this generator dies, I can just take that filter off. It's clean. That way nothing gets in it and clogs it up. We'll see if it starts or if it needs to warm up. So I was doing a little research this morning. Yesterday's video I told you that propane, I looked it up online, and I thought to fill a 20-pound tank it was going to cost just under 12 bucks. It was going to be 11 something. And so I thought, with gas prices going up, that I would eventually have to use propane on that new generator to save cost on gas to run this generator, you know, run the generator. I thought it was going to be cheaper with gas prices going up. So yesterday we drove by the gas station. It was $3.39, which is another 10 cents higher than it was a few days ago. You know, we're getting up there to close to 4 bucks. So 3 gallons is what I was trying to figure it up at. That's 35 hours, something like that. It was going to cost 12 bucks. So I began to think propane was going to be cheaper. Well, this morning I started calling around. Now, the thing I have to remember is we never go to town. Town's 25, 30 miles away. So a 60-mile round trip to go get propane to save gas money. I'd end up spending more going out there to get it and come back. So it really wasn't worth it, I was thinking. If gas gets up to 5 bucks a gallon or something, then it might be worth it. So again, I started calling around, and I was really shocked that it wasn't what I thought it was. Well, I wasn't even close. The closest one to us was $20 to fill a tank, which is what I can get at Dollar General. I can go to Dollar General and pick one up for $20 just to exchange it. Then the other one was $14, but that one's a lot further away, and we never go to that area. So it's not even like we could go to the store. You know, that was kind of what we were discussing this morning, is that we could just go to the store, go shopping, pick up some propane. We'd have to have more tanks. So I was trying to figure all this out mathematically, and then I called and I realized, no, this this isn't panning out. So gas is going to be the primary fuel that we use on our generator. Again, this old one is still running pretty good. It's got its problems, don't get me wrong, but it's still running. So if I were going to do this, I would have to retire the old one for a while until gas prices came back down, I guess, or propane cost exceeded gas prices, whatever. And I wasn't looking forward to that, just retiring an old generator so I can get the new one out. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We'll just leave the new one stored away until the old one gives up. Well, I really got to thinking about this. You know, I used to travel. I owned my own company and had to travel everywhere I went. And I remember gas prices getting up this high before, well, higher actually. Then they come back down. Now, I don't know if that's what's going to happen. I guess financially, I try to look at our life to see if we're saving money. I mean, I know we're saving money. So I use a generator and solar panels for electric. Well, when I was paying an electric bill, I'm sure it was like $50 or $60 a month. I'm sure it was really high. It might have been even higher than that. And so I've tried to design this life so we don't have to have that kind of bill. So in the summertime, we don't have an air conditioner. Not in this house, we didn't last year. But all the trees here shade us so well, the house actually stays pretty cool. It's just so beautiful here too. So we don't need an air conditioner because although dangerous because you got all these trees over the house, it is pretty cool. And then in the wintertime, we have wood heat. With the exception of the amount of time we run the propane, our heating costs maybe $40 this year because of the propane that we use in a little heater. So $40 compared to $800 a year for heating cost. It might even be more than that. I know that when we bought propane, you know, we had propane delivered to us, I had to have it filled twice in a little 400 square house. I mean, it was tiny. Not as tiny as this one, but it was tiny. But it wasn't insulated. We rented it. The price was really high. I'm sure it was $1,500. We save a lot of money on heat, but now, are we saving the money on electric? And I think the answer is yes. So far, we're spending 30 bucks in gas a month maybe for the generator in the wintertime. That's the key. In the summertime, we won't hardly run the generator at all except to fill the water tank. The reason we have to do it in the wintertime is, well, actually 3 reasons. It's usually more cloudy in the winter. It's colder in the winter, so the batteries don't hold their charge as well. Now I'm gonna get another battery. That I should be able to eliminate that problem a little bit with another battery or two. You know, I'm just trying to experiment. I'm close right now. Probably 2 more batteries and then I should take care of that problem. The other aspect is the days are so short. So you just have to run the generator more frequently. And I'm running the generator, in all honesty, probably about 3 hours a day now. It's not a lot. You figure a gallon of gas lasts 11 hours. So I'm looking at almost 4 days per gallon of gas. Just about a month, a little over a month is what it's taken us to use 10 gallons of gas. That's what I got, two cans. I came out here to live a more primitive life, not to be tied to an electric company or, you know, all that kind of stuff. But one of the things I look at is I have to do this as my job. Living off grid is my job. There's a lot of work that goes into it, obviously. Or do I go to work and work for an employer who pays me money and just get rid of this and pay an electric bill? So I got to be careful that I don't spend more money than what it's worth to live off grid. So I'm always analyzing, are we saving money? And right now, with the prices of gas going up, I need to reanalyze, I'm sure of it. I need to think about this a little bit more critically. And the solution is more batteries. They're $90 a piece at Walmart. And I'll just get a few more and then I should be okay. But like I said, coming up on summertime, I'm not gonna have to worry about this at all. I recognize that we probably got 3 more years of high gas prices and it's gonna keep getting higher and higher and higher. I really got to nail down how much electric we're gonna use next winter, how much batteries I have. I want to get all that squared away before it gets so high that it's not even worth living this anymore. So then the only thing I'd have to worry about in the winter time is filling this tank. I do that every other day. I run it for 15 minutes. It doesn't take any gas. I was just pretty shocked at the price of propane. Right now we exchange it. We exchange the propane tanks and it's $20, but we don't have to drive to town. And we've always thought, well, it's cheaper that way. I weighed up the tanks for General. I take it to Dollar General. I do believe they're giving us a full tank, 4.5. Used to be they only gave you 3 gallons. Well, I think they're filling them now. I think there was a law passed that they have to have them full. In comparison, it's the same price here, or go get it filled at the closest place, or go really far away and pay the $14. And it's just, I don't think it's worth it, because the truck would take more wear and tear going way out there, oil, maintenance, all of that. And it cuts into the time that I can be here working on projects that I need to be working on. What we'll end up doing with the propane generator is the propane would just be a backup. It's easy to hook up, for one thing. So let's say something happens to this generator and I need to fix it. And it's going to take it a few hours to fix. I can run the new generator off propane. I don't have to put gas in it, because every time you put gas in it, then you got to drain the gas out, and so you can store it again. Well, with the propane, I won't have to do that. I can just hook it up. It's real easy too. You just pop the hose in, put the tank on, and you run it, and then I can store it. No maintenance required. The other reason is if we do run out of gas, we don't make it to town. I mean, that happens quite frequently. We don't leave here very often. I would prefer to fill the gas when we have to leave. You know, we go to Dollar General like once a week. I would rather take the gas cans when we go to Dollar General, that once a week trip, than having to make a special trip out to the gas station. I mean, it's not far. It just, I don't want to have to get up and go and start the truck, waste gas. We'll just use it as a backup. And then when this generator dies, until gas prices exceed propane gas prices, we'll just use the gas in it. So if you'll check out this up next box, I'd really appreciate it. And take you to my other channel, watch a funny video. So I hope I can inspire you to analyze your cost so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.